Daquan Bennett had a terrifying amount of murder charges, so here are some rappers who got killed by King Von.
Damn, man, finish telling me about that shit that was cracking off last week with them niggas and shit. Oh yeah, look, now this what happened.
Malcolm Stuckey, the young upcoming rapper, was gunned down in the spring of 2014.
Hey, we get low, bitch, yeah! Fucking wrong too.
He was a member of the Gangsta Disciples, and he was caught lacking when King Von and his gang returned to a party where King Von had been disrespected earlier by a group of gangsters that Malcolm was with. Loaded with a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson, King Von shot at Malcolm and his gang hanging out on the porch, hitting Malcolm in the head and ending his career. Although Malcolm had not been the target of the attack and had not been credited with any murders at the time, he was known for always being around the wrong crowd, and that would be his undoing. Boss Trell. Boss Trell was as ruthless as they came in the hood, catching a number of bodies, but his reputation would eventually get the better of him. In November of 2012, he would be attacked and eventually killed while attempting to flee Chirac, trying not to get popped. As a top shooter in the Gangsta Disciples, he had been credited for the murders of two bangers from O Block, King Von's gang. So Von and his gang would go after Boss Trell to get their vengeance, shooting him in the head multiple times after a brief beatdown. Von would eventually diss Boss Trell in a song as recapped by J Hood, a former O Block banger, in an interview with Fusion TV.
He'd change his shoes, he catching niggas before he even hit school. Like niggas don't know, he called trails.
Lil Mister. On the 15th of March 2019, Antoine Fields, aka Lil Mister, was killed by King Von and his gang during a drive-by, a common occurrence during the gang wars on the south side of Chicago. Lil Mister, who was a member of the Gangsta Disciples, was actually Lil Durk's cousin, who was then a member of O Block alongside King Von. King Von would add insult to injury by releasing a diss track following the murder.
I got out my fab, her friend. Better bitch don't cheat on me again. I get out my body, I got bodies. This I'm gon' score and Shaq can't stop me. Nigga, your name. I probably hit her. Yeah, yo, homie, sister. Even though that's folks, cuz, man, fuck Lil Mister.
Lil Durk would later hit back at King Von, claiming that King Von had no right to take the life of his blood. Shakira K.I. Barnes. If you thought King Von bodies were only going to be male, you'd be dead ass wrong. On the 11th of April 2014, King Von would step up to K.I. as she stood with some other members of the STL, a rival gang, shoot up and kill 3 people, K.I. included. The tension had been building as K.I. had been all over Twitter calling out King Von and disrespecting him publicly. She had been credited with the murder of the O Block founder, and although it was never confirmed, she had no qualms bragging about it. J Hood, a former banger with O Block, would recap that King Von told him that he wasn't aiming at K.I., but the banger she was hanging with. According to King Von, the real targets would run immediately. They spotted him leaving K.I. deserted.
He was sliding. He was a slider, bro. Bro was crazy, so yeah, he was a slider. That nigga, bro, nuts. What nigga you know gonna get on and still be robbed? And they doing interviews, he'll rob the interviewer after they done interviewing. Yeah, niggas don't know that, like when Durk, when folks was first getting on, he's in Atlanta robbing everybody.